Hey everybody, welcome to day 3 of the Game Jam reviews. I don't know how many I'm going to get through today. I have some stuff I got to do later, but I wanted to at least get 1 or 2 in today. Going through the ones still that have been asked to go through instead of the ones that I'm going to pick. And then, of course, we're going to be doing this on Wednesday as well. While that will be after review of what everybody else has seen on Sunday, there's a couple more I personally want to do. And then I know that Cree and I are going to lie up a day to sit down and do a little classroom as well about doing game design. So, get yourself something to drink. It's Saturday morning on Valentine's Day. Good old Jason gets a Valentine's Day right after Friday the 13th. And we'll be starting here in just a couple of minutes. I'm going to go grab coffee downstairs and we'll kick it off. All right, everybody. Let's get this show on the road, shall we? Hey, everybody. Welcome to the early show. Let me You move this over here. Oh, look at all these heart-shaped things for Valentine's Day. So, it's warm in Milwaukee for some fucking reason. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. I got my Jason Gets a Valentine's Day 2 coffee. And, let's get into this, man. So, we've already done 2 days of reviews. We got through day 1, I think we got through 2. Yesterday, or Thursday, we got through 4. Today, I have something I have to do later today, but I think I can get 2 in today. I don't know how many I'm going to get through overall. I don't know how much interest there's going to be after the game jam is over for me to keep doing these. Everybody wants to know before they go into the game jam thing. Personally, I feel like all of you should be wanting reviews of this, even if you don't win, if you don't place, if you don't make it in the top 3, top 5, whatever it is, because you're only going to get better by reviewing your stuff. So, I got my show notes from last time. I'll stick these over here. I'm going to need a new one. I stayed up super late last night. We did a Friday the 13th marathon yesterday, which is super fun. So, we made it through 9 of them, I think, yesterday. And then a buddy of mine joined up. We're doing this in my Discord. A buddy of mine showed up who hadn't seen 10 yet, which is one of my personal favorites because it's just so different than the rest. And we skipped 1 because so many people had seen 1. So I wanted to kind of get through them all. I forgot how much I liked Manhattan's. It's such a weird Jason, but he's so just goofy in that one, which was fun. So we did that yesterday. We're up until like 5 in the morning watching fucking Friday the 13th. So, lots to talk about Bloodlines and Black Magic with Storm Bunny Studios. About how things are psychic powers within Friday the 13th, which was pretty fucking cool. So it was a fun time, man. We just kind of chilled, old friends hanging out, and having some fun. So, what are we doing today? Well, if you missed the last 2 shows, first off, shame the fuck on you for doing so. Second, this is a rated R show. If you don't know that, I hate to tell you, this is got a lot of swearing in it. It is adult. I mean, my hat says bitch on it because for all the people bitching, I just wanted to make sure I had my hat on for them. I'm joking. Everyone's actually been really cool during this game jam, but sometimes you get some spicy people and you gotta kind of throw them in their place. What else can I say before we kick this off? Who do we have in chat today? Hey, ML Sword, how are you? Pivot, DT Mall, okay. Hi, Serving Hands. Hey, Serving Hands was at our big to gathering yesterday to watch shows. Oh, and I forgot. I totally forgot. I dropped Final Girl yesterday. I put out a little video for Final Girl. I've been composing music because of DMCA strikes. I worked in music for a while. I played drums, played saxophone forever. And I learned to compose music, I don't know, college, probably. And it's gotten so much easier over the years to just do it from your PC or phone. Some of the stuff I've done from my phone, composed in GarageBand, and then brought it in. So, Final Girl's out. A lot of fun. They're DMCA free for anyone who wants to stream. You're welcome to use that. I have plenty more. This soundtrack alone, I think there's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 songs. And the Corpse Talk one between Corpse Mother and what's the name of the other one? Skockle, I think is what it is. The Corpse Mother and one other. I can't remember the name of the other band. Corpse Mother and might just be what is it? Scabbard. Corpse Talk and Scabbard. So let's see what we're gonna do today. Let's go over the work screen, get Chrome set up, all that fun jazz. It's also very bright out today. I'm usually not up doing this stuff this fucking early. So let's get Chrome. I hear a Fiona. Do I hear a Fiona? Hi. Give you a quick pet before I start. My dog came running up. Please don't hit the lights with your tail. Don't do that. No. Back. Thank you. Good girl. She's smacking the tail with her light, and I don't want her to break these lights. So let me get Chrome. We're going to go over the rules. I think I had the 2 picked for the day. Let's see here. Pupper Cam. I don't have Pupper Cam on right now. I mean, I could pick her up, but she's like a fucking 90-pound dog. There we go. Game Jam. So, for those who want to know what the fuck we're doing and how this works, Game Jam is thrown by Baron Durop. He is a dungeon masterpiece who recently came back, and we're going over the entries that are in here. Little different than last year. We had less entries this year, like almost half, I think. So 61 entries. I did not have time to enter this year. Since I didn't have time to enter, I at least still wanted to do reviews. So when I do my voting, I'm doing the same 3 categories that they have. I'm walking through them, doing a breakdown, seeing if it's something I know how to run as somebody who's a professional GM who gets paid and does game design full time. Wanted to make sure that I'm giving my reviews still. I can't vote because I didn't enter this year. So I'm just putting them in everybody's comments. Those who've already had things reviewed, I'm putting comments in with a timestamp in the video so you can go watch it in case you missed it. All of this for everyone to understand. I'm not here to be a jerk. I'm here to do constructive criticism. My background is in art. I went to an art school. Doing constructive criticism is how you grow in your art. If you don't get told no, and you just get gold stars for all the design work you do, I'm going to say this, your design work is going to fucking suck. But I am here to tell you where things are good as well, what's awesome, what I like, how you crush things, what could be better, what could be improved, things I see problems in. And there are times where if I feel that it's going to get too long to get through something, I will start to skip over things. I'm not going to read the whole thing aloud. Like these are 16 pages. So I had that happen once or twice already where there's no way for me to get through it. So what are our categories? What are the things that we need to hit on? Well, we got 8 pages US letter A4, 16 pages US letter A5, 16 pages on NES info booklet. This is the hard mode, as Cree said, or Nick. I agree with that. I am looking for these things, but I'm not judging wholeheartedly. I thought about skipping over things that don't follow these, but I said fuck it for this year because I'm not judging the same. And then our criteria, inspiration, how well the submission incorporates the elements from the assigned NES games, usability, the practicality and playability at the table, vibes, tone, atmosphere, and retro 8-bit energy. Now, I want to say a little something. I think the retro 8-bit energy has been really good almost across the board, right? Like, that's one of the categories. But Cree put something in the Shadowdark Discord under the 8-bit stuff, and he did misunderstanding scope. I think this is an important piece to read if you haven't read it. Scope and scale are huge parts of a project, right? So I'm just going to put Cree here. We're going to put scope. And then I'm going to enter this in. So if anyone wants to look at it, they can. Scope is hella important. I'm not going to read through this. Read on your own time. But he hits a lot of really good points, right? And the process of hitting scope and scale. I myself am going through right now doing art project for a side-scroller map for a company. I don't know if I really have... I don't know if I'm allowed to share too much. I don't know if I can share too much. I'll share one. So, for example, scope and scale of this project has been very difficult. It's a hard project because we're doing a side-scroller mountain climber that I'm doing map work for, right? For example. And we're doing 3 of these maps. So it's really time-consuming to nail everything for it. So with that, I'm starting with Forgotten Amusements today. And we're going to start going through these and seeing how much we can get done. So we got entry and pages. I've noticed that the spreads still open as spreads, which is kind of ridiculous to me. So let me go put this in our Game Jam. Game Jam. Where are you at? And I've been downloading them live because I want everyone to know, like, I'm downloading them. I'm not pre-looking at them. I'm just downloading a copy of them. And then I'm going to be opening those up and going through them. So these are all first look. Nothing has been pre-looked at. I'm not doing any of that. I've also been making sure to hit their project page if they did anything. This one didn't do anything for the project page. So, nothing there. What I am going to do is the same thing I do for everything else. We're going to go back over to the full page. I'm going to get this opened up. And what is this one called? Forgotten Amusements. We're going to use good old I Hate You Acrobat. All right. And we're going to set this up. For those who don't know, when I record these, I treat them like studio days. So I'm going to put an ad before each one of these in case I want to crop any of them out and put them out as their own videos. Which I think for the Game Jam, I may do that. I'll keep the live videos up. I don't ever take those down. But I want to kind of make sure that I'm not... what's the word I'm looking for? I got to put my art tablet away here. I want to make sure that I'm not... what's the word? I'm looking for a word here. I can't remember what the fuck it is now. The brain is fried. It doesn't matter. I'm trying to do something. I can't remember what it is now. Just know I'm trying to do something. I usually don't lose words. The lack of sleep does you, boys and girls. Oh! I'm just making sure this is set up properly so that I can scroll through it single page format. I'm checking the formatting. I do the studio days to record that stuff, and I'm going to put up the first day, a third day ad, the thumbnail. That's what I was trying to work for. So, we're start here. We're gonna, man, it is fucking bright out today. Like, you can't even see my lights today, right? Like, you can't see them. So let's do the show ad, and we'll kick this off. Foot pedal ready. All right, this is going to be day 3, number 1 entry. 3, 2, 1. All right, so we're day 3, recording our first one. We're going to be doing Forgotten Amusements. This is somebody who asked me to take a look at theirs. I'm trying to just hit ones people have asked me to hit, right? Just trying to get through these instead of picking my own, and that's what I'm doing today. So, Forgotten Amusements. Let's check this out. Forgotten Amusements. This is the entry we're doing. This is their page. They didn't set anything up special for their page. We're going over these 3 judging criteria right here. And then let me back on this one. You can see I downloaded this one. I didn't download the second one. I can't review, but I will be adding in comments afterwards. So I have this review up and or this piece up and ready to go. I just downloaded it during the live show. So let's take off this. Let's put up Acrobat. And we got Forgotten Amusements. Really clean black and white cover. I have a pencil to mark my things. We're going to take the time for this first one. I think it's going to be right around 25 minutes. So R1, 25 minutes. And then I can easily add a stamp for this for everybody. So this is a level 3 Shadowdark adventure. This is by Ryan Wheeler. I'm going to zoom in. Classic Shadowdark, black and white. So 8-bit vibes are definitely not in the visuals so far. I see a lot of shifting, starting. So before I do that, I want to see where, watch, Acrobat's going to choke here because I scrolled too fast for it. I went too fast. It's got to give me a ticket. Wait for there's that ticket. See, there's the beach balling. Give me that ticket, Acrobat. I know I'm making you work too fucking hard. Okay, doesn't matter. Streaming, not streaming. Acrobat just not good. That's what I was looking for. I want to know the games. So he has World Cup. Battle of Olympic. Okay, I was gonna say this looks like a Greek font. Now we know why. Hey, somebody who doesn't have DuckTales. And Felix. Felix the Cat. God, I remember that game. So this adventure was created for Shadowdark 8-bit Game Jam. I was assigned the following games for my entry's inspiration. Nintendo World Cup. Just as football is played in the arena, I imagine a great sports stadium for Green Pantheon. Okay, cool. Battle of Olympus. I mean, they had that. It was a gladiatorial arena. All of the location names, most monsters, and the gods themselves were used directly. A passage in the instruction manual mentions eternal laborers, which has inspired me to imagine the players doomed to forever repeat their task. Felix the Cat became the adventurer's villain. So that's, what is it? Zelif? A black Rakshasa siphoning the arena's power. Oh, okay. I love Rakshasas, by the way. I love Rakshasas. What is that? Adobe needs time to warm up. Well, it's been loaded and had time to load. I think she's just lazy. It's just a lazy program. So, knowing these things, now I can go through this a little easier. We now know where the font comes from. We're going to go to the classic, like classic orange, considering the fact that we have white here. So, overview, the synopsis, the PCs are champions of Greek gods chosen to achieve glory in the arena of the 3 trials. So, we know that there's going to be 3 trials. The glorious task, accept the gods, left aeons ago. I'm going to slide this over because I feel like I'm not reading into the camera. If I can get it to stay here. There we go. Now I know which one I have up. Glorious task, accept the gods. Left aeons ago and forgotten to release their playthings. So the PCs are doomed to repeat their task endlessly. So a little Groundhog's Day. Okay. We'll see how that goes. Their memories taken after each attempt. After a long neglect, a Zelif, a Rakshasa, enslaved to perform as Hades, escaped and began draining the arena's energy. Now the Kremlina will only hold for one final attempt. The PCs must find a way to escape their prison or finally be consumed by it. Okay, final attempt. All right, so starting, the PCs begin in a tremoring Arcadia with no memories of their previous arena attempts, so we don't know we've been here eternally. They know only that their task is to defeat Hades in Tartarus. So he's Hades, and we have to defeat. Okay, all right. Features. I like this pre-setup, telling you what you got. Shifts. The arena is falling apart. Some arenas note changes that occur after the PCs have visited once or so. So, hold on a minute. After they've done it once or so, but it's saying that one final attempt. But we would do okay. So maybe they're giving us the whole synopsis, and then we're gonna have that happen. All right. Well, we'll see. Because right now the shifts don't make sense then. Lives. The gods have blessed the PCs with 3 lives. Video game. Lose 1 life by death. Revive if you have more. May gift lives to others. So it's kind of like luck plus. Faux people. NPCs are fabrications of the gods. Are solely to guide the PCs in embarking. Guide the PCs in embarking. All right, the verbiage. I get it. I know what he's saying. Onboarding, basically. Stand in place or walk back and forth. Repeat route information. Shift. Are meltings like wax and no longer speak. Shift. So this is what the faux people do. So they repeat their patterns. Or shift, they melt. Okay. Graffiti. Chalk writing left by PCs in the past lives due to the fading amnesia, reminders to escape. Okay, got a little Dark Souls vibe in here. I know it's not the game that we're playing, but leaving notes behind isn't anything new. We have our monsters up front. That's a really different organization. We're seeing our monsters in the beginning instead of at the end. The stats of Viperian, Shadow, Giant Frog, Hydra, Cyclops, Harpy, Siren, Medusa, Snake, and Salamander appear in the Shadowdark core rulebook. So these are, they're kindly telling you all the stuff that's here, right? New monsters. Fire Ant, leopard size, shiny black insects. They burrow vast underground warrens in the bedrock. Anything special. A bite. They got a fire spray. So they're like hellhound ants. Cerberus, one of my favorite Greek mythology creatures. 12-foot tall, 3-headed guard dog of the underworld. So he's got 2 bites. Now hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Does Cerberus have 3 heads? Dude. You gotta give it 3 bites. You gotta. You've gotta give... I know it's a VL6. I would have given it 6 bites and cut the damage down. I feel like that's super... Oh, I see what you did. Oh, they gave it 2 and a fire spray. Never mind. I eat my words. That's powerful. Lots of fire between these two. Zelif, demonic illusionist, whose true form is a human-like black cat with backwards hands. That's the creepiest thing about Rakshasas, is the backwards hands, where their palms are up when their hands would be down. If you don't know that, they're fucking weird. Yeah, 3 had 3 chomps, but he's giving him 2 chomps and a breath weapon. So I'm down. I'm down. What is this guy? 2 claws and a spell. Oof. He's powerful. All right, so this is a good... I love good casters that aren't just using a regular spell. I feel like when you design monsters, instead of just ripping a spell from the spell book in one of the cursed scrolls or in the core rule book, you should be giving them their own powers that are just spells. So, Pervious going to be harmed by magical sources. Yep, that's how Rakshasas work. Technically, in D&D, and I think in history of what these creatures are, it's supposed to be a crossbow bolt, a holy crossbow bolt. I don't know what the sources for Shadowdark are. Here. Oh, I didn't even show you this. I have these dope little patches that I didn't put on anything yet from yesterday. I was looking through shit. These are going to be getting added to something pretty soon. Let me look up and see if Rakshasa is in here. I just want to see what the source says. Got my handy dandy book here. Is Rakshasa in here? Rakshasa. It is. Only damaged by magical sources, immune to hostile spells of 3rd tier or lower. It has Mesmerize still. And at weakness, a crossbow bolt under the effects of holy weapon spell kills the Rakshasa. So it is something that's in the book. They chose to take it out. I'm curious as to why they did that. I'm curious why they took that out. Can read minds of all creatures within near. Can instantly take on the illusionary appearance of any humanoid. This is a really great power. That's the same one that's in the book, though. Agony. Charisma spell. DC 14. 1 target near. Takes 3d8 damage. That's a good blast. Hypnotize. DC 13 focus. 1 target in near range who can see Zelif is helpless and stupefied. I hope Zelif... this demonic illusionist true form is human like black cat. I hope Zelif gets power. Because remember, it's consuming the energy. I hope he gets upgraded as we go through, which would be really cool. Arcadia. Chamber spotted with villas. Refuge from the arena. And we have temple. Okay, so... Are these on a map? I would have... First off, this map's dope. I would have put this map before this so I can see it, I think. And depending on how this adventure is laid out, we're not there yet. I hope to see cutout pieces of the map. Also, you should upload a spread of your map. Even though people are reviewing this thing for the game, you should put a map in there for people for usability. I know they don't do that in this. Just trust me when I say that. You want the map separate in your upload on itch so people can download it. Because you're going to need that. So anyway, R1, Temple. I'm actually, this font's kind of growing on me. Glowing statues grant boons. Kissing feet of the statue grants the god's boon. Then eyes season glowing. Boon allows PCs to spend a life to successfully cast a granted wish. Granted spell. Ares, Wrath. Festus, Fabricate. Artemis, Polymorph. Broken statues, unusable. Aphrodite, Confusion. Zeus, Command. Graffiti, obscured by rubble. Time is running out. Priestesses, faux people can explain the statues and how their lives work. Oh, they're repeatable. This maybe say extra lives. I think I would put in here. Maybe by turning this into an ampersand to get you 2 extra letters so you can fit it in that 2 lines. I know that's going to be tight there. Ampersand's a great way to be able to fit things when you're doing this. Shift, all statues broken. Armory, R2. Racks of equipment, all gear and SD core except mithril. I love that you cut that out, but man, a player who asks, I kind of want to give it to him. Like a hidden piece. I don't know. Maybe on a good roll, I'd let them find it, or if they search a certain spot. Shift, roof has collapsed. R3, arcade, a luxurious banquet hall with veiled alcoves containing gold tasseled cushions for carousing and resting. Shift, hall has collapsed. Arcadia, gates, 3 gates contain portals. Stone doors seal off a 4th. Okay, so there's a 4th, so there's 3 gates and a door. Gates, decorative carvings, intertwined trees, area P1, crashing waves, area L1, raw stone, area A1. Doors has 3 heart-shaped slots leading to T1. I wonder if this is part of one of the 3 games between World Cup, Battle for Olympus, or Felix. Or that's supposed to represent your 3 lives, I'm guessing. Locked opens when 3 crystal hearts, areas P5, L5, and A6 are set in the slots. I'm curious if those are from something. Faux people. I love a good table. I would have done every other for these to add tonal and make them easier to read. I believe that every other on tables makes them easier to read, right? So, like, I would have probably blacked. I might have blacked this and do white, but I at least would have done a slight gray under some of these if you want to keep with the black and white style. But I'm curious to see what some of these are. So what do we got? 16 plus on a D20. Well, let me get a D20 out. You know what? I can get a D20 out and hold on, everybody. Hold on. I think I got enough space to do this. Let me just turn on. Let's see if my cam works here. There we go. Put this back. I'll use this one. A 10. Let's see what 10 gets us. 10. 16 with my roll. Oh, hey, Grumpy. Grumpy, you can even roll in chat, actually. If you hit exclamation point 1D20, it rolls in chat. 10. The mother told me the Cyclops turns to stone when he sleeps. He'll wake up if I don't behave. 16 would have been the faux person starts melting like wax. Oh, that's bad. Okay. I dig this. That's 16 through 20 where you're like, yes. The person's like, well, let me tell you about this statue. Oh, 1? All right, Grumpy. All right, Grumpy. Panoplies. What is this? Peloponnesus was a vibrant forest before Hades corrupted it. Now it's overgrown and dark as midnight. That's pretty cool. I love rumors. By the way, thank you for putting rumors. I love a good rumor table, and I love that you did more than 6 because they're such a big part of this. This map looks gorgeous. I think I kind of want to see what this looks like as a 2-page spread. Hold on here. I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna throw it in here. And then I'm gonna do this. This. If you don't know, you copy and paste something into Discord, and you click it open, you can click the little box to open elsewhere, and it'll immediately open in your browser window, right? But this looks great. And the reason I did that is so that I can do this. Back to single page, right? But if I go to here, I can turn off Acrobat, turn on Chrome, and we can look at it as needed. So now we're set. So let's take a look at the map before we go too far. It looks like, where do we start? Where are we starting? Well, I guess this is all set up. I just want to point out that these trees would have taken a lot of time to draw in hand, shade, and color. I think a lot of this person's time was spent in the map. I love that we have things like this. I love the drawn broken bridge asset, or even if these are just put in afterwards, the different door assets are really cool. I don't know if they built this in a program or they hand drew it, right? Got the Medusa's lair. Some shields in the wall, looks like. Oh, that's a fire ant nest. You got encounters on the table, which I think is really cool as well. So let's take us back over to this. So these encounters on the table, D4 encounter, 1d4 Viperians, 1d4 Shadows, Snake Swarm, Tremor. I'm glad you put something that's a little different in. I know that you're copying the monsters that are from the book, but like, I don't know. I guess your big boss monsters are a little special. They didn't feel too big with Cerberus and stuff like that. I would like a little more creativity with some of the monsters, some new abilities, some really like kind of fun changing things of a monster to give them some flavor. But there, you've made new ones, which is great. So, Peloponnesus. Feature a twisted forest choked with vines. Its dense canopy blocks all light. A road winds through the trees, occasionally opening into small grottos and clearings. So that's the map we're looking at. Thorny vines. Living walls. So we got a feature for this whole thing. Try to throw off climbers. Retaliate to cutting. Oh, no. Here, plus 2 to hit, 1d6 damage. So they hit you. I like that. 5 hit points per 5 foot. Regrow, 10 foot per round. Infinitely deep. You would have to cut your way through here quick. So, looking at the map, hold on here. I'm just going to leave this up in the background. You would have, the bramble wall. You have to like chop through that. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, I diggeth it. That's pretty sweet. So, I didn't mean to do that. Now, unfavorite. Son of a bitch. Acrobat. I don't like you. There we go. Damp, resistant to burning, and recoil from fire, rapidly reclosing gaps. You could use this to your advantage as a player if you're getting chased by a monster. Pelop Gate teleports to Arcadia. P2, Bramble Wall. The road is blocked by a wall of thorny vines, tangled within. A trident, so you get a chance for a weapon. Do players start with no weapons in this? Because you got like this weapon rack up here. I don't see... I don't see anything that says you don't start with a weapon. All right, well, you probably do start with something. This is a level 3 adventure, so you're probably not going to take everything away from people. So you can get a trident out of this. I don't know why the trident would be important as an item unless somebody lost a weapon, right? Trident of the Seas. So it's trident, wall thick, trident of the seas, 15 foot up, 10 foot deep in vines. So it is a special item. Okay, so you are giving a special item away. All right, different. Music room, the passage leads to stone room, draped and cobwebs, tracks surrounded dusty skeletons. Cobwebs hide graffiti that reads, "It never ends." Skeletons hold worn musical instruments, satyrs that play background music for the arena. Starved due to neglect, tracks, circuits the room, matches the PC's footwear. Okay, so he's giving, the designer's giving notes that players have done this before, right? Kind of cool. Apple tree, hilltop tree glows with golden light. 3 Viperians guard it. Light shed by a golden apple. If eaten, immunity to all damage for 5 rounds. Okay. I mean, it's minor, but that's nice. Unless you can gather them. Can you gather more than one? Like if we go look at P4 here, hold on. If we look at P4 here, can you gather more than one? So where's P4? P1, cut through P2, P4. I mean, maybe there's only one. It'd be cool if there was more than one here. Know what I'm saying? So that you could get more than one of those and like carry it with you to keep yourself invincible for 5 rounds when it's needed. And each one takes a slot. I feel like usually if something isn't said it takes a slot, it just does take a slot. So I would probably assume that. Viperians, strange shadows, 3 shadows join any. The 3 shadows join any fight that erupts. Okay. I wonder if they target anybody. Do they target anybody? That'd be my question. You know what I mean? Is this all of them? Let me redo this to my orange. This would be a question for me. Let's see. Hydro Lake. Daylight pours through a canopy hole onto a glassy lake. A crystal heart floats in the light. Below lurks a massive shadow. Lots of shadows. Okay. Dome-like 90-foot ceiling. Fair. Hole 10-foot diameter leads to area H1. Let me take a look at the map myself here real quick. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. So you bust through, there's light that pours through. You can see the broken bridge and a light through the trees. Is that what it is? Oh, no, that's not it either. There's a hole that leads to H1. Is there a hole or map? There might be more than one map in this, everybody. Let me scroll. Oh, yeah. Hole or map. Cool. All right, so anyway, there's a hole that leads to area H1. Sleeping 3-headed Hydra. I love Hydras in Shadowdark. They're one of my favorite monsters. The stuff for them is super fun. I just like them in general. I've always liked Hydras even better than dragons, to be honest. There's really not many intelligent Hydras, but a false Hydra is a really good way to do that. Or just fucking make your own. Disturbing the water enrages it after 1 round, so you basically get a chance to get away. Smart play, smart design work. Heart 1 keep for R4, hovers 5 above the lake center, kept aloft by a light beam. Oh, that's what the light beam is. It's holding it up. Okay, cool. Broken bridge. The road reaches a broken bridge in a boggy delta. Deep croaking comes from the water. I do love that they're doing this and this, right, is call out words, and then they're giving you those words here. I think that's a really smart design choice. This is like basically saying read, 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 important 3 things. Now go figure out what those fucking 3 things do. Delta covers a 90-foot clearing, 10 foot wide, 5 foot deep, streams in sucking mud. Then we have rubble lies throughout, continues as a river into the tunnel leading to area L3. Bridge, slimy, moss-toned, 10-foot high ramps on either side that end abruptly. Between ramps are 2 pylons, 30 foot apart. Croaking, 3 giant frogs, pull, vulnerable into water, dive for 1 round if shot. Okay, cool. A nice little setup for that. And then we get Argolis. The Argolis gate teleports to Arcadia. Yep. Yeah? Is there a... Hold on. Is there an Argolis gate? Oh, yeah. Argolis gate. Oh, I see. So this is one map, right? This is the music room. Unless you swim through here into this Siren's lair, right? You have to hit a gate to go through. Because you're going through the gate and coming out here. I get it. I get it. All right, all right, all right. So, is there anything else? Fire ant nests. I wonder where the fire ants come from. Is that something that's from Greek mythology? Does anyone in the audience know why fire ants? That must be in one of the games. It must be in either... I mean, it's not going to be in World Cup. Fire ant nest, glowing holes pock a cliff face. A waterfall tumbles opposite. Cliff face 60 foot high. Climbing draws 1d4. Hostile fire ants. Holes after 1 round. Holes, 4 halfling-sized holes. Let fire ant nest. Crawling into at least 1d4 fire ants per round. 20 foot in a single chest. 20 foot in a single chest. A fireball. I mean, they do suck in general. You are right. Fire ants do just suck in general. I'm just curious if they're part of the game as I'm reviewing this, because I don't remember them being in any of those. I'm going to assume they are, otherwise it'd be a real random grab. You know what I mean? Waterfall from L4. Chasm. A3, chasm. A chasm divides the chamber, whose ceiling and walls are veiled in clawing shadows. Chasm, 90 foot wide. Followers die in 1d3 rounds. There's no save. You just fucking eat it. Which, you got 3 maps, right? Resurrecting victims, reappear on the ledge. That's very video game trope. This is... Here we go. This is the first really, like, video game 8-bitty trope that I'm seeing. Is that one. Personally. Shadows, 9 shadows. Repel levitators and climbers. Recede into a crack. If shot, return in 1 round. Climb down ropes on grappling hooks. So the shadows repel levitators and climbers. You somehow have to shoot them. And see in the cracks if shot. Return in 1 round. How are you supposed to get by this? In the chasm. Like, look at this chasm. This is A3, right? Here. So there's 9 of these motherfuckers. You can't get 9 shots around. So I guess my question for this section is there a way by them? Like, are you just fighting 9 shadows? This one I don't quite understand. I get this. 90 foot wide, endless. If they try to repel, I'm assuming they're trying to throw you down. Climb down ropes of grappling hooks. But you're trying to go across. So I guess you're not allowed into the hole. I guess the concept for this is when you go into the hole, they fight you and push you back up because you're supposed to jump across. 90 foot wide. Endless. So you just have to find a way to circumnavigate it, I guess. I don't quite understand that room. A4 battlement, switchback stairs, wind up a cliff 60 foot high. Thank you for using the term. Shoulders overlook from a summit battlement. Soldiers, 5 Viperians, fixated on the stairs, rain javelins and invaders. Battlement, rugged, crenellations of stone. Again, nice little like proper termage usage. A small chest contains a bead of force. Well, that'll blow some fucking shit up. That's cool. That's a nice little item. One use. Bone hall. Bones litter a massive hall. Rows of cracking columns lead to the large graffiti door. I would have probably... I guess it doesn't matter, really. Columns fall from tremors. Bones shatter past PCs. Graffiti reads, you've been here before. Skulls of PCs are arranged below. Okay. And this is an A5. You could have just taken this around. I see. This is like a cheat code. It's an A5. All right. Bone Hall. Okay, that's the Bone Hall. Cyclops Lair. I love Cyclops. And anyone who's played Breachers, you know that I made Cyclopeans a playable ancestry, like small Cyclopeans. One of my favorite monsters, and Ray Harryhausen inspired for all my monsters, like the way they move, that claymation feel. But I wanted to have Cyclopeans playable for once because I love them as like a prophetic style ancestry or playable race for games. Cyclops Lair, a cave opens into a restless sky. A central cage pulses with light. Nearby rests a glinting boulder. Boulder, petrified Cyclops curled in a ball, asleep. Petrified and impervious until awake. A glinting key for cage hangs on from his belt. Cage. Cyclops key unlocks. Inside is a crystal heart. Sky leads to area H1 via treacherous climbing. Cloud motion implies you're falling. So how... So how does he get awakened? I would like to know the triggers. Do we have triggers? I have not seen a trigger yet. But that's probably the most important piece here. What's the trigger for that person? You know what I'm saying? Laconia Gate, teleports to Arcadia, Harpy Nest. 3 Harpies slept on a crumbling monument. A sword gleams in their roost. Monument 15 foot high. Sword, a short sword of thief. Okay, so we got a fun little magical item here. 3 Harpies, all right. Teleports Arcadia. Siren's Lair. 3 beautiful women bathe in a river. Distant singing clutches at your soul. Women sirens ask PCs to bathe and attempt to paralyze and drown them. Brutal. 30 foot wide, 4-man rowboat on the far bank enters a tunnel area P6. L4 torrent, rushing water cuts through the area. Across it, 4 Harpies feast on corpses. They're horrible. Harpies lure PCs in water. Corpses, dead Viperians instead of players for lunch. Elven Longbow Kings is another weapon here. So they're definitely handing out more weapons. Water. Every strong current leads to waterfall in area 2, which could also lead you to the Hydra if you didn't fight the Hydra. Medusa's Lair. Crack fountain links into a deep pool. Broken stone or renditions of yourself lie about. Hissing snakes and herald doom. Snakes, the Medusa, wears the crystal heart. So you're fighting this woman no matter what. She's wearing the pendant. I like that this is invoking a little bit of combat or some form of smart way to get this off of her. Have it be steal it from her or something. This is a nice little piece of game design without having to spell things out. I mean, I would say that, but I like this. Pool, 20 foot wide, 100 foot deep. Damn. Rippled by fountains. If still, can be used to safely view the Medusa. Oh, okay. Renditions petrified PCs from past lives. Okay. Then we have Tartarus. So what do we have here? Okay, so they do drop in here, like drops to H1, drops to H2, 2P5, 2A6. Is that a statue? What the fuck is this? Oh, it's another crack. All right. Hades Lair. Tenebrous Undertow. Lava Flow. 2 Arcadia. That's another one of the Arcadian doors. All right. Tartarus. I already know what I think is missing from this. While this is a traditional dungeon crawl, I feel like up here, we were not explained what we're doing other than this. PCs begin in a tremoring Arcadia with no memories of their previous arena attempts. They know only that their task is to defeat Hades and Tartarus. So, like, this piece here is what you're going to be repeating to your players over and over again. And I think this should probably be reinforced some. Maybe this should have been put in a call-out box. I know it says starting, but we have a lot of just font and block text, font and block text, font and block text through here, which means you got to do some layout stuff to really kind of make some things pop. To me, I think that's just part of smart design. I like what I'm seeing, but their job is starting in Arcadia, picking a door, and a door leads into each one of these rooms. There's no order to this other than getting it. So basically it's door, equals heart. That's your job. Door equals heart. That's what this is. Okay? And that's just me. I like to work my way through these to see if it's something I could run, right? Because that's the concept of these. The whole point of this shit is, can I run it? So let's get back into Tartarus. Let me go all the way back down. Again, these maps are great. I know it looks like these are definitely assets pulled and used for some of this stuff, but I do like it. I like the style. So T1 lava flow, broken stair point over a river of lava to a landing. Other stairs rise to a bridge that lead to a door, flanked by snake statues. I'm a little scratchy today. I've been doing this, like, I've been going nonstop since Monday for stuff, so. Broken stair point over a river of lava to a landing where the stairs rise to a bridge that leads to doors flanked by 6 statues. Stairs, 30 foot high. Lava, 30 foot across. Path. Snake pool. Did I get through all my songs? I did. Let's really quickly switch our music up here. Go back to the library. I think I'm going to do Mythic Bastion Lands. So I made some really fun music for MBL. Playlist. I have 34 of them, so I might as well fucking go through these, right? Anyway, a snake pool. 4 Viperians monitor a pool. Swarming snakes. Rack of armaments on the wall. Again, place to get weapons. Viperians fight to the death. You know, every time you die, do you respawn with your gear? Ooh. Does this say anything about that? That's my... Do we get gear? Okay, so that would be my first thing here. Do I get my gear? Right? That's what I want to know. As I'm looking at these armament sections and things like that, I want to know if I die and come back, do I get my shit back or not? Or do I have to go get it? 4 Viperians monitor pool swarm. Viperians fight to the death. Once to fall, summon a snake pool. Snake swarm from the pool. Burst 1d4 writhing Viperians per day. Armaments for newly born. I like the snake pool. I will say, and it looks like they kind of lead between the two, above and then into Hades. What I want to say that I missed about Medusa, I'd like a little bit more chance for like conversation. A little purpose for her would be nice too. Like, I don't know, just a little something. I also think game mode for this experience, the hunt mode would be kind of cool. Or something like that. I would like to know how experience is provided during this besides just the gear. Maybe a fun way to get it by getting each heart, something along those lines. I feel like some XP stuff's missing. Underforge, because your job, again, is the designer of a adventures to tell them when things are supposed to provide experience or something along those lines. Underforge, graded ceiling, views area of T4. Salamanders work forges, supply Viperians in area T2. One wields the great axe of the Horde. I guess we stay alive. Bellowed chimneys spew fire forth in the ceiling. Cerberus' lair. Cerberus sleeps before obsidian doors. A graded floor shoots fire. Floor graded into area T3. How is that possible? Oh, because you're below. Oh, I see. All right, cool. I like that. I actually like that a lot. Grade near T3. Those below spot intruders. T3. Those below spot intruders. Fire from below T3. 1 quadrant per round. 1 quadrant per round. Do they mark this in a way that makes sense? You need something that teaches this usage a little better, right? Like, a quadrant per round is not a great explanation because you're not using a tactical map. I would have done like assign a number to each player, roll a d4, something like that. The map is great. Reminds me of the old 1E, 2E maps from the Orcus modules. Yeah, I agree, Grumps. I think it does. It does remind me of that. T5 Hades lair. An empty throne presides in stillness. Graffiti mars it. Beyond is a gate to daylight. Graffiti, there are no gods. I like these graffitis teaching. I think that's cool. Figuria features island of crumbling Greek stonework falling through the heavens into the underworld. Treacherous exterior. Fierce winds and crumbling walls imperil flying and climbing. I don't know who the fuck's going to be flying at level 3. I don't even think you have the spells to fly. I don't know any ancestors that fly either. I guess maybe we have a magical item they're just covering their ass. And that means, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's everything around. Maybe? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I don't know where this is. I don't quite... It's H1. T. Oh, here. H. I see. So once you go through here, you get into H's here. All right. I didn't notice that's what that was. All right. Cool. Anyway, amphitheater. Colossal amphitheater views glowing depiction of yourself seen from above. Marble statues are the only spectators. Amphitheater where gods are favored by servants. Depicted feats of the PCs. A gigantic scrying beast, 60 foot across, always observes the PCs. Statues depicted the PCs in heroic moments. Upon viewing, PCs remember their past. There we go. Here's a little 10 XP given out. That's a big chunk. Vigaria's heart. A purple flame sputters atop Greek column as a large black human-like cat draws its energy into its hands. The ground quakes in tandem in his efforts. So you're learning he is the shift. It's happening all the time. The heart of the Figuria imbued with divine power to fuel the area and keep it aloft in the heavens. Weak killing Zelef restores its power. Once restored, can be used by PCs to teleport away from Figuria. Cat, Zelef, Raksasha, swollen with divine power from the heart. Fights to the death, quakes, dust falls each round, during which Zelef mimics a PC. If attack, 50% chance, PC's hit instead. Oh, wow. That's brutal. I don't know if I would have done a 50% chance. I feel like, I don't know if percentages are ever used that way in Shadowdark. That's a very old style of design. I think at the beginning of this, I would have assigned players. No, you know what I would have done? If you're saying if attacked, hit PC instead. I think the way I would have done this is so it'd have been evens. Even hits the cat, right? And then odd hits the PCs. And the way I would have done this is it still has to hit, but it has to hit PCs AC. Because I think it'd be really fun that if your attack roll, would have hit the PC, how would I do? I love this idea of it being one roll. If he's even, their odds, instead of the 50% chance. And you want it to be roughly a 50% chance. I would say on miss. I'd say I missed AC. Because you gotta figure that's 50% of the time and you're doing evens and odds. So you give them a good chance to survive. And then I think you just rotate the PCs. I think this is a die assigned to the PCs. You know what I mean? Like you could do 1 to 4, PC 1 instead of the 50% chance. Because I like that it's the PC's role that's getting them to, hit one of their own people or something as he's shifting around. But I don't like the 50%. I would have made something to do with like evens and odds or something like that. This feels a little too OSR to me. Not a big miss, just me thinking out loud. I would have redesigned that rule. I had to think about it a little bit, but I would have came up with something. So what do I think about this? Well, let me scroll back up here. Forgotten Amusements. Let me pull up Mem. Pull up Mem. So I can have my notes out for today. Yeah, it feels a little bit like a Displacer Beast Grumpy. Yeah, and that's a D&D, not Shadowdark, and it's licensed. But I want to make sure I'm not missing something. So let me pull up my stuff here. So let's close this for a sec. Let's pull up Chrome is open. Okay, cool. So today, we're going to enter this down. Gonna go like this. I'm going to grab Forgotten Amusements. And then we're going to grab this. Windows, Forgotten Amusements. This should be a 2. And then Game Jam. So let's talk inspiration, usability, and vibes. Inspiration. I mean, they hit the Greek mythology really well. We know that this game was inspired by Greek mythology. Felix was turned into a Rakshasa. It's there. I mean, it's pretty simple for what you're trying to do, which I'm not opposed, but I don't want to say it's a really creative rendition of Felix the Cat. It's a fun one. They use straight up the monsters from the Battle of Olympus. I would like to have known what the game was about. I feel like that was pretty basic. The one that I think is the biggest miss, and I was excited to see how it was used, is the World Cup. So I get that there's a shift in this, and the shift is supposed to be that thing, right? Faux people and the shift, and it happens once. I wish the shift happened more than once. I think that this being mentioned and the monsters, I think an ability like here, that on a 1 in 6, a shift happens for all of those are really cool, and a shift ability for these would have been cool. Why do I say that? Because you're trying to bring the soccer part into it, and I feel like it could have been something really fun to keep seeing. I do love the idea of this. It's very simple, but just as the arena is falling apart, some areas note changes that occur after the PCs have visited once or so. Actually, it doesn't. I didn't see a lot of things with shift. Like if I hit shift here and we look through, it's only mentioned 4 times in 16 pages. So actually, no, it doesn't happen that often. A roof is collapsed, right? A shift, hull is collapsed. But there's nothing that's really happening inside. It's just in the Arcadia section. I think that's a little bit of a miss for me. Is it a big deal? No, I just think you could have flexed it a little bit more and given us a little bit more for Forgotten Amusements. I think it's a good level 3. I think they nailed that. So let's talk what these are. Inspiration. How well the submission incorporates the elements from the assigned NES games. They're assigned. They're in it. They're there. I got 3. No, Felix's bag of tricks was never mentioned, and that was what I was going to say. I feel like he didn't do a lot, and you can see even in the art piece. And I'm not saying you have to use everything, but he's your main villain. He's got a bag. He's got a staff. He's got a hat. And I know you were converting it to Greek mythology, but I would like to have seen something cool like extra, like a D4 bag of tricks, like a table. And you have the space to do it. Why do you have the space to do it? Because there's no artwork in this. There's a gorgeous map that you let sing, but there's no art. Like, look at this here. You have this huge space here in which you could have done stuff and reorganized. And this is the Cyclops layer, right? But when you get down and you're trying to really cram everything in for this one, and you go to fight Felix, where I just wrote all of this, you could have put something. And you could even cut a few things. So I just think something could have been made. Something else could have been made here. So with that, go back. Do I think you nailed the inspiration? I think you did good. I think it's very clean. And we're going to get into that as we go through. Usability, practicality, and playability table. It's playable. It's absolutely a playable piece. It's a dungeon crawl with a fun repeat trope that can be played up and turned into something pretty well. And I mean, honestly, usability, it's definitely playable table. It's playable. I don't know if I would run it, but it's playable. It's a little too generic for me as a dungeon crawl. There's some cool tones. Tone, vibe, and atmosphere and 8-bit energy, 2. I don't feel any form of 8-bit energy in here other than your shift, and you didn't lean into it enough. Everything else is Greek mythology and a Greek mythology dungeon crawl. Yes, it is usable, but no, the vibes for the 8-bit isn't there. Is this bad? No, Forgotten's great. It's a fun piece. It's done really well. I think you nailed getting it done and presenting it in a clean way. But I am here to help kind of like make a better designer of everybody, including myself, as we do this. So that's kind of my short of it. Let me put today for our date. Right? Just so we have it. So 342 is what I'm looking at. You really clinched the layout. So what's my overall take on this? What's my overall take on this adventure? I love the map for Forgotten Amusements. I think you did a really good job with that. I think you could really leverage the shifts more than you did to give more of an 8-bit element. with more chances of things happening. There's little fun glimpses. I can see the inspiration, like falling off the cliff and respawning on the ledge. There are some explanation pieces that are missing, and I think that's kind of hurting you a little bit. Like, do I get all my gear back? What happens to the gear? Stuff like that. You know, actually, I don't think about it. I think usability is a 3. There are some things that are missing, not a 4. So I think you're 3-3-2. The only reason I'm giving you a 2 for vibes is the 8-bit vibes are gone. It's not in the aesthetic of the layout. The only thing you nailed was the Greek mythology. I can tell you like the Greek mythology. The map is gorgeous. That kind of isometric map is what I think the 2 is. And I don't think there's a third point in there because you missed, like, what is Felix? You used some generic monsters and made a couple other ones. I think a shift ability for all those would have been a lot of fun as the arena shifting, like something happens to them. But overall, it is a clean attempt. One pass back through and changing some of the stuff to raise that vibe score would make all the difference. But great entry. Awesome for completing it, by the way. And well, hopefully you go back and do something. If you do, hit me up. Hit me up if you redo this and touch it up. I'd be happy to go through it again. So that's 1. We're at 2 o'clock. We cooked through that one pretty good, everybody. You can download Forgotten Amusements over here if you want to take it yourself. Maybe you really liked it. Maybe you're looking for a Greek mythology one. I'll put it in chat. You can go download it yourselves. These are all free to look through. I will be adding something into here later on. I'll do it probably later tonight or after the show because I want to compose everything and get all the text together. I'm not going to do that on screen. So, I think Cree and I are going to go through the winners. So I don't want to do what I think is going to be a winner. Let me go. Let's open up submissions. Let's close this. I want to go to more options, and I want to hit popular. So our top 3 are these, right? Oh Shit Ninjas and Against the Dark. Those are the top 5 currently by popularity, and I don't know how they're going to pick them. Kreese, I really do want to do. His is fucking gorgeous. The Honorable Hirsumi Castle. And I want to review this one. What do I want to do? I don't want Kree on air when I review this. I think I'm going to review his Wednesday. I have to be somewhere Wednesday night. I have a paid Shadowdark game and Mana Tap. What is the next one that I have pulled up? We did this one. I think this is the next one. The Ramlot Ridge. Let's go through Ramlot. I think we're going to do that next. I'm doing them in the order that they were given to me, ML Sword. I'm trying to kind of get them for the people who got them to me first. You know what I'm saying? Here, let me pull it up. Which one's yours? Can you do mine? Doesn't it help me? I need to know which one is yours. Which one is it? Is it the Super Ballsy Gauntlet? Is it this one? I think you might be. I think you actually are next. You're the same time frame as the other gentleman who sent a message to me. Is it this one? Yeah. All right, we'll do this. I'm gonna download the PDF. I'll download these other 3 things just to have them. Let me set this up. A Super Bros. Gauntlet. Someone got the Power Glove game, I think, here. It's my guess. Close this. I'm just setting up everything. Today. All right. All right, we're set up. Let me get it open. Go to here. All right. So we're doing number 2. We're doing Super Ballsy Gauntlet for R2. For today, we are at 1 hour and 27 minutes, 127. I'm going to say 128. So 128. 3, 2, 1. All right, so we're on to number 2 for day 3. We're going to be doing Super Ballsy Gauntlet because we have the gentleman in the audience. I like doing them when the people are here. If you're watching this as a separate piece, you'll know why. We did a live show, and I am... Currently, I just downloaded Super Ballsy Gauntlet, and we're going to go through and review this for the 8-bit game jam for Shadowdark. So, let's see what we got. Super Ballsy Game Jam. I already like the art. Got some real 8-bit vibes. Let's see if there's a project page. You did a project page. Awesome. Ooh. I see some Gauntlet inspiration already. So you got a nice piece here. Anyone who's in chat who's interested in this, you can download it there. These are free for the Game Jam. I'll link these in the show notes as well, down in the slab when I'm done. So let's talk what we're doing here. Again, we're going through these. I couldn't enter the review. For those who are just joining, this is the judging criteria that we'll be going through. Scores of 1 to 5. I have not given a 5 yet. So anyone was like, Eric's being too easy on people. I haven't given a single 5 yet. All right, so if you think I'm being too easy, stop bitching. I had someone PM me privately and give me shit saying, you're being too easy on these people. Go fuck yourself. So, let's take a look at Super Ballsy Dungeon. This is the one we just did before. You find Super Ballsy. Here we are. Open with Acrobat. And then I'm going to save this one because I like to save my edits. And let's get this into a full view format in single page glory. We're going to enable scrolling. This is an 8-pager. Oh, wait. We got to give Acrobat a minute to think. She's already complaining. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry, Acrobat, that you fucking have a problem. All right, I'm going to power through once. Bring it back up. All right. Cover. So, Super Ballsy Dungeon is got a cover for sure. Someone's not making it out alive. Looks like there's a lot of orange in here. Where I'm black. It should be fine, but this guy's fucked. Like, absolutely fucked. Dead man walking. Super Ballsy Dungeon, a homebrew dungeon. You got the Shadowdark piece, action series. This is retro. Introduction. Well, there's a different layout than normal. Let's see if we can fit this on screen. So you got Chrysalis. I loved this game as a kid. You got... Is it Russian Attack? I remember this game. My mom wouldn't let me rent that game because she thought it was Russian. Like actual Russian. I was like, no, Rush, apostrophe N, Mom. Russian Attack. Text size is terrible. Yeah, you really had to cram for this one. That is for sure, ML. You're going to cram. I thought you would have gotten Gauntlet with what I saw. You have a lot of other 8-bit inspiration here that that I'm not sure where it came from. And then Pinbot. Pinbot? The fuck is Pinbot? Hold on here, everyone. Pinbot video game. I know it's pinball. Let's check this out. I'm going to mute this for a minute. Pinbot video game. I have not seen this. Oh, I vaguely remember this.
So you're in the arcade. That's right, ever since Williams' pinball table of the same name. Should I ever happen to encounter one?
It's not really robots, though, is it?
These drop targets here fill up the grid with planets and solar events for cathode ray tubes in our port. One of the 54 titles available for the PC-10.
Huh.
Before the whole structure of the play choice was kind of weird when you get into certain longer games. But when the game's entire goal
So this is just a pinball game. And like it looks like it has a little Metroid-y, or not Metroid, but Tetris-y vibe up here.
is to keep the ball alive and you've got to keep plunking quarters in to do so.
Okay.
It's enough to make Lyman Sheets Jr. revolve in his desk chair. At least we're trying. Pinhead imploring you to install its eyes like it wants to be the boss of Sector X. Yes, I can work a Star Fox reference into anything. There are multitudinous bonuses related to planets and solar events from shooting...
Planets, solar events, okay.
I understand there's a whole pinball language, and some grognard out there is going to get upset because I said ramp instead of path or something ridiculous like that. Look, at least we're trying. Pinheads give gamers a hard time because apparently we killed arcades with our cathode ray tubes and our poor hygiene. And then we subjugated their entire world, reducing it to ports of Pinbot and various other tables in the Pinball FX2 system.
Weird. Oh, that's like the scoring area. Okay, I was trying to figure out what that area is. All right. So, with that said, I was watching the video in the background. I was afraid that maybe you guys would... Here, I'll show you what it looks like. I didn't want to get, like, hit with any form of 2DMCA. I know you could hear it, but they couldn't see it. So here, I'll show you what it was. Hold on here. I'll pull it back up. History. Here you go. This is what it is. So this is a classic arcade pinball.
Up to the Nintendo Play Choice 10, and all of a sudden,
Right?
you're in your living room.
So you got this kind of feel for it, Pinbot. That's what Pinbot is. And it's got space references. Sorry you got this for your fucking game. Fucking no. Not fun. Sorry. Sorry you got that. That is not fun. In the slightest, actually. Not fun in the slightest. So introduction. Routine iron mining dwarven operation ended in a disaster when the main mine shaft branch going into the deepest parts of the earth had a catastrophic incident. The very looks like the NES game is almost one-to-one from Pinball game. Yeah, exactly, dude. It's a, yeah, I guess, sort of. Yeah, a little bit of a futuristic Chrome vibe, I guess. I feel bad that you got this, though. I'll tell you that, Sword. So, anyway, a few miners who witnessed the ordeal spoke of unearthing a pair of polished metal doors etched with designs with whole otherworldly origin. After finding a button to open the door, the operation leader. Wait, after finding a button to open the door, the operation leader. The wording here is a little weird. Here, operation leader Pincus and 3 other miners stepped in through. So it's like the party of the operation. The leader, you probably could have just said the leader, Pincus, and the 3 other miners stepped into the other doors while with torches in hand, vanishing into a darkness beyond. The doors then suddenly shut closed. Moments later, the horrified screams and hissing cracks as something horrifying echoed inside. Yeah, they got hit by a pinball. Pure silence. In fear, the miners abandoned the shaft in order to find the missing miners. missing miners reinstated operations in the mine and see the dangers of this potential door to another world. Your party was hired to investigate and rescue any survivors. So I'm going to read the summary for the references here. Super Ballsy Gauntlet is a combination of three classic NES classics for reference. Rush In Attack, the rescue operation objective, 4 stage level maps, guns, and other items, aggressive close quarters combat, and very lethal. Chrysalis, 4 elemental energies, the otherworldliness of the unknown, and advanced technology of medieval tech and magic premise. Pinbot, a general sci-fi themed, or the orb enemies. The orb enemies. The final boss taking most of the inspiration from Pinbot. Others are the Terminator, Gravity Falls, Metal Gear, Mecha Anime, TF2, Legend of Zelda. You should not have done this. You should not have done this. You should have just stuck to the 3. By adding more to it, you're already breaking scope. So the scope and scale of the project is to use Shadowdark and those 3 games. By adding too many other things and other video, especially video games, your inspiration, it gets so wide that I can already tell it's going to be a problem. Like, I was hoping you got something that was Final Fantasy because I saw this. And I was hoping that you got Gauntlet because of what I saw down here. I would not have done that. That's like getting a project from a client and adding a bunch of other stuff to the project. That would be my main concern. Also, you should have listed these in the same order you did here. That's just a little nitpick. That's not me really being a jerk. That's just like, I would have put these in the same order that I put them up here. We all make mistakes, though. That's just normal shit. When the party enters the ship, the door slams shut behind them, sealing inside with no way back. They must descend deeper into the unknown world along the way. The party uncovers advanced technology, navigates through traps, avoids or confronts roaming robotic patrols, and searches for the missing dwarves. Each level of the ship ends in a mini-boss. Defeating these mini-bosses rewards the party with elemental energy tanks. That's cool. At the deepest level, the party must defeat Mecha Man Ballistic. And Mecha Man Ballistic. Mecha Man Ballistic. Oh, what was that, Grumpy? Story is that you're flying through space, going from planet to planet to collect energy until you reach the sun, which could tie into a real well in a Crystal story. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. 100%. Mecha Man Ballistic. To escape, the party must install the energy tanks into the core and activate the ship's self-destruct system. This opens the emergency doors, which triggers a 3-hour countdown. I love a little fucking countdown. I hope you used torch timers for this. I hope you used torch timers and just reskin them for this. That would have been smart. Or a game mode for this would be smart. We'll see as we read on. If the party reaches the entrance before the time runs out, they beat Super Ballsy Gauntlet. I love that you are telling them they beat Super Ballsy Gauntlet. A little more of the game term in it. Woo! All right, man. No on the font size. Like, fuck my life. What size is this? This is 8 pages. Hold on. If it is 8 pages, you did US letter A4 for your 8 pages. This is really hard to read. No, I would have cut words left and right. I'd have been fucking cutting this shit up like I was prepping deer or something. Like, too much. NPCs. Pickus the Red. In stage 4, in a fixed position, ancient veteran dwarven foreman, stubborn, stalwart, and iron-willed. Oops, I didn't mean to hit spacebar. He is severely wounded but alive. Having barricaded himself in the entrance of stage 4, he knows the ship reacts to energy tanks and warns the party about the self-destruct system and how it can activate their way out of the ship. All right, so, pet peeve of mine, you're giving me a lot of data on stages 1 through 3 map. Where's the map? Am I rolling? Is this procedural? This is procedural. Yeah. I bet you this is the map right here. Yep. You made a build your own map. That's kind of cool. I'm guessing your cards. Hold on here. Let me extract these just because I want to know what these are. And granted, you got to remember, they're not going to open your extra pieces and they're not going to count that during voting. But I do think it's good to include them after you, after the game jam is over. I think it's smart that you included these. Oh yeah, that's kind of cool. Are these almost printable? So you got individual tokens. Are you, and this is just me as a question for these later, you have these 6 PNGs in here for the Gauntlet prints. Are you seeing those being used for a VTT or used on a desktop? Like, are used in person? I like the card prints and stuff. I probably would have made the card prints reverse though, because printing all that black and then printing the white, kind of a bitch. As someone who does, like I print at home, like my zines that I sell, because I worked at a print shop, I have a really nice printer and I print at home and cut and bind and do everything here. So I would maybe look at making a copy that's white for later. Black print. Whew, man. There's a car that parked out front that is shining so bright into my eyeballs that I can't see right now. Hold on. Whew. And like literally like right into my eye. It's still doing it. All right. Lincoln. So we're back into this. Lincoln the Green randomly placed in a room in stage 3. Older, taller, stupid, broad shoulders, dwarven miner. I mean, Link is an elf. If you're really going to do this, I would have made him an elf. Maybe. Second commander, Pincus, armed with a dented pick, his family shield. He is conspicuous in the party at first, but fiercely loyal. Once trusted is earned. He gave the loot and found the point that the members likes all roll on a random loot table. Okay. And then you got Himbo. Is it Kimbo or Himbo? Himbo? This is really hard to read. Let's see here. Randomly placed in room stage 1. The handsome, sharp-eyed, but scaredy cat dwarven miner. He's afraid of almost everything. Ooh, if I go like this, I can block the light. Am I still in frame? No, I'm not. Can you guys see the fucking light on my face right now? Let me see if sitting makes a difference. It's so bright I can't fucking see. We'll just sit instead. That's better. I can see again. Let's see here. Confronted. He has advantage on spotting traps and close and hiding from the robot detection. If given a Ray Wand or Ray Staff, he has a +4 attack advantage using. So do these people must come with you? Huh. All right. Fucker, the purple, randomly placed in a room in stage 2. The short, young, and spunky green horned dwarven miner is fascinated with the technologies of the alien ship and explains how the energy tanks and charged weapons. Okay, I love that you got a guy who's explaining how these work. He gives a party a ray wand that he used to defend himself after an encounter. He may salvage fuel tanks, roll 1d6, 6 is success. He may choose what kind of fuel cell they get. So, Deus Machina, if any of the miners are damaged, that miner is incapacitated. Instead of dying, they cannot act until healed. Oh, that's a nice little added thing. I'd have put this in a call-out box. You got a lot, like, look at this. Like, as design, this is a fuck ton of, like, readme shit. right? This needs to be in a call-out box. And you cram so much in this, and this is really hard to... This is a screenshot, isn't it? You screenshot this? Is that why it looks like this? This is really hard. This is really hard to read. This needs to be built in whatever layout program you used, not a screenshot brought in, because also I can't copy and select it. Tables should always be something that you can select with text for the GM, especially if they're going to run it online, because, I mean, so many people run their games online now. Just something to think about when you're designing. Stages 1 to 3. I do like this dot. I think this is a really great harkening back to the pinball. There are 4 stages. Each stage represents a self-contained level of a buried alien ship. Obviously, this probably has to do with the pinball game. Each stage has a start room, 15 random templates rolled, and 1 mini boss room. Random rooms are arranged in a 5x5 grid map. So you're doing a bunch of 5x5 dungeons. Okay, I like I love the concept of this. That's very Shadowdark. Although that's more than 5 rooms, actually. That's huge. No, I take that back. That's not a 5x5. But 15 random templates being generated. These are 15-room dungeons. So you're doing 15-room dungeons 4 times. How big are the rooms is what we're going to have to ask when we get there. Start in the room, the mini boss. If the functional path cannot be formed, reroll the layout. The only problem with this is I'm curious as to how many times you run into problems. Because you're doing 15 times. So I'm rolling a D10 15 times to draw a gridded map. All right, hold on here, bud. So this is a 5x5. 1. I want to test this. We're going to test this live. Because I wouldn't be doing this right if I didn't test your theory. And I already have an idea of what's going to happen. Right? So I'm going to take this off screen. Actually, can I leave it on? Yeah, okay. So. Hold on. All right. We're going to test this. Because I feel like I already see a flaw in the concept. But I want to see if it's an actual flaw. All right. Okay, so you guys can see this, right? So. We're going to ink this part. For the proof of purchase. He said 5x5. I'm not going to make this perfect. We are going to do this. So. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm assuming that you tested this, right? Like, I assume, but how many times you tested it is a different thing. And I'm curious to see how well this works and how quickly I can do this. 1, because I would just use grid paper normally, right? 2, 3, split the difference, 4, 5. All right, so here's our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll say this is stage 1. Right? Stage 1. So I need D10s. I'm just going to roll them and stack them in order. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can roll this X amount of times. I'm going to draw the center out in... I'll do it in colored pencil. Right? And I'm only going to do this once because I don't want to redo this 1,000 times just because of the show time. So we're going to do my favorite new toy. How well is this non-photo blue? Does this pick up? Nope. This will though, I think. How much is red? Does the red pick up? There we go. Okay, we'll use red. All right. So according to this, I am rolling this 15 times in a 5x5. I'm just going to line them up across the bottom here. This is how I'm going to do this, right? So first one's a 7. 7 is a T. Where do I start? Start room placed in the green connects. So let me scroll down. So we have, hey man, I can make this happen. This is red. Right? Red. Oh, I can't. Can I not turn it now? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I double fed. I double fed it. I didn't mean to. Hold on here. Easy fix. There. All right, and you said the other is green. These are green. Okay, so we got them 2 colors, at least like visible, right? So we're gonna do the rest of this in, I guess, pencil over it. We'll do an ink pen over it. So it says that each grid pixel 5x5 rooms are near. So these are nearby. Okay, so 30 by 30 rooms and height, and has a certain amount of entrances. Mini bosses replace near with triple near. Corridors are 10 foot by 10 foot in length and 10 foot in height, and are functionally intermediary paths. If the corridor or room doesn't connect to a room or corridor, it is a dead end that is buried inaccessible. As they explore the ship, give the players an empty map, and they would fill in the GM has completed map with everything else filled in. Okay, so you give them an empty. Oh, that's kind of cool. It's 5x5 for placing rooms. There is a extra row for both green and red. Yeah, right. It tells you to start in the green. Right? Place green, connects one room. So you're just throwing it on here. It doesn't look like there's anything that says connects to back edge one room, right? You just put it somewhere. And the mini boss room placed in the red edge connects to another one, right? So we have start and then mini boss. That's how it works. So you got a start here, let's just say, because that's the start. And you rolled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This seems like there's more than 15 here. Oh, I guess you just use these. So there would just be one room here. And there would just be a room over here. And this is the mini boss. And this is the start. I think that's how I'm reading that. Player search or hide or move takes half exploration. So really it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, I get it. Okay, all right. Thank you for the sample. So a 7 a 7. Let's look at that. And he already has a sample. So if you guys can't see this, there was a sample here and a sample grid. And you get these two to start, and then you're rolling the other types, right? So let's see how quickly I can do this now. All right. So we rolled a 7. What's 7? 7's a T. So I'm just going to go like this. I'm just going to draw lines and make them easier to see, right? And then the next one was a 5. A 5 is a box. So I'm going to do the dead end here. Right? Dead end there. Then the next one is an 8. An 8 is a T intersection. Right? So these connect. After the 8, we got another 8 for a T intersection. I'm just going to go down because it makes the most sense. Then we got another 7. What is a 7 here? 7 is a T corridor. I'm going to take it this way. I think we're having a little bit like of a ventilation pipe area inside this ship. Right? And we're going to do this again. So 7, 2, 9, 7, 1. So we're going to add another 7. So we have another T. I think it's going to go like this. And connect back. And dead end here. Right? 7 done. 2 is a room. I like the idea of this being the room. Like this. And then connecting it. Right? Done. 9. And L. We have to get to here. We still have another set of rolls, so I'm going to go like this. I don't want them to get here too early. Like this. Another 7. Again, 7 is the T. I think we go this way. Like this. And then we have a 1, which is a junction room again. I think we junction room here. All right, then we're going to do another roll. Just kind of lining them up as they fall. So we have a 4. 4. I guess I could put it here. A 7. A T again. Can you rotate them? Huh. Is the T corridor rotatable? I don't see a rotate option. It looks like you just place them. That makes this T a problem. Because this T only goes one way. So I guess actually T has to go here. I've been doing these T's wrong. So like that's already, I'm kind of seeing an issue with the T. So I fucked up already through here, right? Yes is not an answer. Yes, you can rotate. Or yes. I don't know what yes means. You got to give me context. Because there's a delay. So 3. Yes, all are rotatable. Just type the whole sentence for me, please. Yes, I think that's what you're saying. They're all rotatable. Okay, yes, all are rotatable. Okay, thank you. So if that's the case, 3... Junction City, we're going to go like this. We're going to connect like this. You should definitely put that they're rotatable in there. I don't remember seeing it. Ooh, choose one of choice. I think I want the L room. like that. And I'm going to ditch this piece, and I'm going to move that corridor here that I had earlier. So it goes like this. 3, which is the corridor through. And then this is nothing. So that's the map that gets drawn out afterwards. A little bit of a pipeworky style, right? Like you get it. It's something you can use. It's got some good stuff to it for the pipeworky feel. Do I have this over here to where I can show this? So for those who are like wanting to look at this later, oh, I'm missing the wrong one. So I started here. This is the start. These are all the random rolls that we have. This connects to here, actually. This connects to here. So you got a nice little windy pipework. Now, as long as this is told you can rotate, you're basically going to make 4 of these maps for the 4 levels. Then you're going to give them the blank with the red and green on each side as well, and not tell them where anything is. I think a little more playtest, like Grumpy's saying, and this could be really fun. I actually like this a lot for Generation. It's got a Minesweeper vibe. Now, my question to you is this in any of the video games? Is this part of, like, is there roomed dungeons in Chrysalis or roomed dungeons in, what's the other one called? In Chrysalis or in Rush? Like, do we have this kind of room generation? That's the thing I'm going to have to look up, because if there is, you did a really good job making something that fits. But if you just took things from the other video games that you liked and made this 8-bitty style, I don't know. I'm kind of fighting this because you put so many other games in there. Honestly, this sounds so fucking stupid, but if you wouldn't have mentioned all those other games, I probably wouldn't have gave a fuck. I'd be like, oh, 8-bit, awesome, good job. But because you mentioned all these other games as this, my brain is immediately going, yo, you're kind of cheating the system a little bit. That's just me. But it is fucking cool. All right, so let's get back into this. For the game jam, so we did our rooms as a sample. We now know how it works. And then I would have placed, this is me, you put this 4, 3, 1, 2. You should have put these in the order of appearance instead of in the whatever order this is. I would have put this in the order of appearance because, you know, stage 1, you got to put them in stage 1. Stage 2, you got to put him in stage 2. And the way I would do this is, like, if he's purple and he's randomly done, I would tell people to do a die drop, right? And drop it on here. So, for example, if you print this whole thing out and you have this, and you're like, all right, we'll do a die drop for random, and you're like, drop it on. Okay, so I know purple is going to go here, and I'm going to mark that this is purple, right? And I would have done a die drop on here saying what it is. Or you have a 5x5 grid, man. You could roll 2d6, 1 for each one. So I rolled a 4 and then roll again, and I rolled a 3, so 4, 3, and I could say he's going to be in that room. That's the other thing you could have done for, like, random, you know what I'm saying? So that could be a really fun way randomly place your guys. Just put that D6, and I even have one less grid than you do. You have an extra one, right? If I did this and I were you, I would try to find a way to make it 6x6. For D6 purposes. Because really, yours are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 across. You could do a D8 by a D6, and you could say on 8 and 6, pick your line, pick your thing, but you get the idea. I do like the concept. I'm just trying to clean it up for people who may want to run it, and they're like, I don't understand how to fucking do this, because I already had a bunch of questions, and I wouldn't know how to answer those unless you were here to tell me. No, but trying to give close quarters combat. I see. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. But again, I think you might have shot yourself in the foot by putting these references up here. I'm just saying. So, also, Terminator, Gravity Falls, Metal Gear, Mecha Anime, TF2, Legend of Zelda, Mega Man, and more. You went way out of scope again. Like Gravity Falls is its own thing. TF2 is definitely not 8-bit. Themes of the stage. Corridors in total darkness are narrow and cracked metal platforms with low ceilings and exposed cables and debris. Low ceilings, exposed cables, and debris of both earth and metal. Unknown glyphs etched into the smooth steel paneling. The rooms are in total darkness. Utility chambers or storage rooms, all filled with crates, interactive machines, broken robots. The shuttered bulkhead repair. They shuttered bulkhead security doors open with furniture and doors beyond repair and cover and debris. Creepy, quiet. This whole section here needs to be laid into a format that is digestible. This is a lot of reading where I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing for themes of stage. And again, this is coming down to you having so many things going on at once on this page, right? But this should have more of like sights, sounds, or something along those lines and break down themes of the stage. But I would put like senses, stage senses, and I'd put like corridors, total darkness, narrow, cracked. And then I would put materials, metal plated. And then I would, metal plated, exposed cables, debris. And then I would put doors, doors, bulkhead doors, shuttered open with machines and whatever else. And I would have broke it down into bite-sized sections instead of all of this writing. And just gave keywords, because then the GM knows how to explain that scene in a bite-sized way. Love what's here, just needs to be reorganized instead of a big thought. It needs to be presented in a way that can be done. Tokens. Tokens are GM placed in corridors or in rooms. The rolled dice is equal to the stage level. 1 is 1d6, 2 is 2d6, and 3 is 3d6 after doing the generation of the stage roll for traps and turrets. I like this. I think this is fun. Again, if this grid that was here, right? If this grid was here, you could just have them also like roll a d6 and then roll location on the grid, place in closest area. So if I did mine wrong, because I should have had another one out here, but let's just say I roll and I land here for a trap or a turret, I know to put it there. Been really easy to do that, and you would have got to cut down all the extra writing. Because this is after doing the generation of the stages for rolled traps. Let me take this out here. For rolled traps. After doing the generation of stage rolled for traps and turrets, with turrets double near, traps being reactionary automatically, then roll for how many weapons and tools recovery and power search tokens. When these tokens are found, roll on that token table, roll on that token type loot table. Finally, place each retrospective dwarf in their respective stage is at random. This needs to be organized in a way that makes a little more sense. I think you could have cut a lot of this, moved the themes over, moved the tokens over, move this below here so you got a chart and this, and just condense some of this. And then again, I think you should have put these in order as well. I do like what's going on. I could run it, but it's going to take me a bit to figure out how to run it. I do love that you have random generation in a really fun way. So the next part. Ooh, God, it's going to be fucking, come on. Okay, I'll move this to here for now. You guys see this? You can't even see it because it's cutting it. Your margins are so tight, dude. Like so tight. Hold on here. I gotta fix Chrome. Or not Chrome. Acrobat. Really, really tight on this. All right. Patrols can't enter the start and mini boss room. Patrols can't enter start and mini boss rooms. It should be start or mini boss rooms. There are 3 patrol tokens per stage. They're randomly placed in templates by the GM after placing tokens. If encountering TA patrol, roll for a specific encounter on the encounter table. Exploration every 10 minutes in the game. Each patrol follows a route card drawn at the start of the exploration. Is there a route card? Is there a route card in here? Do you have the route card somewhere in this piece? Orbs, constructs, turrets. Turrets. I'm just looking for route cards. Encounter table, recovery, power, items, ballistic. I don't think you have route cards in here. And if your route cards are in the folder, you already won't be able to even like place. Because you have to have everything in here. It has to be in the PDF. All right. So I'm not quite sure where this is. Maybe I'll figure it out as I go through, but as of right now, I don't know where it is. Counter patrol, roll for specific counter tables, exploration round. Every 10 minutes in the game, each patrol follows a route card drawn at the start of a random exploration. When a route finishes, discard it and draw a new one. Pinball, actually. I think that's kind of fun that you have this route style. I think that if this is in it, I think that's really fun. I don't see cards. I see print cards. Maybe I'll get to them. When a route finishes, discard it and draw a new one next round. Yeah, this is gonna bite you in the ass when you get scored. Because you need to have it in here. No more than 2 patrols per template with access patrols waiting for its turn that round. When check empties. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, sorry, Sword. You're going to get burned for that. Like, just in general, that means this isn't playable using just the PDF. And the goal is to fit those. This happened to people last year, too, where, like, they tried to make accessories that go with it because they would want that in a game. While I agree, they unfortunately need to be in the book. More than 2 patrols per template with excess patrols waiting for its turn that round. When deck empties, reshuffle the cards. Route cards, abstracted patrols may move, pause, loop, sweep nearby spaces, or repeat prior routes based on cards drawn. With a deck pile labeled, I would have maybe found a way to work it into a table somewhere. Like you have these traps. I think I would have found some way to do it there. Or chop something and fit it. Like you need to find a spot to fit routes. You could even done it with a simple D6, like roll 6d6, left, right, up, down, that kind of thing. Or you could have reused, honestly, you have this and you have the description. Each side square with 3 exits forming a T, all this stuff, right? So you have these. You could have cut this and put routes here and had your routes there saying they follow this route. And you just draw a route through. Or you could have used the grid like we spoke about last time on here, where you'd be like, roll 8 things and, make your route that way. That could have been a way to do it too without having to have prints. That's just maybe some ways you could fix it moving forward, but I think you're going to get, unfortunately, immediately not in the drawing. Although I think you have some fucking awesome ideas in here. Patrols will move, pause, sweep. Okay, we did that. Ballsy cards, GM override button, separate from the route cards labeled on the orb. Once per stage, the GM may replace a route and draw with the cost of patrol. When they move, the reposition patrol ahead, parting each direction. You're almost making like an AI style for these. Detection, a patrol detects intruders. If it sees movement, it moves forward, near, loud weapons, traps, triggers. This is a nice little, like, what happens. I think this whole section needs some layout work to make it more digestible. Chain alert, true gauntlet mode. Oh, you put a mode in here, my guy. Triggered by destroying patrol wreckage or by scout construct alert. Detection range increases to double near. Loud actions alert at triple near. And if I'm not mistaken, the way I think I understood this is these are near squares. So you got a real easy way to see the sweepage based on the near things here, which would be nice. That's a genius little piece here, man. This little near piece here lets you kind of figure things out. If it was triple, you'd be like 1, 2, 3. I fucking know you're here. That's a fun way to do that. I like that a lot. Splitting intruders, all patrols stage at that location. Every destroy patrol in the group in the state. It spawns a new patrol group in random template. DM's choice. Chain alert. Ends with intruders are eliminated or retreat to start / mini boss room for one exploration round. Patrols then reform and resume back to the post routes. Okay. Whew. It's a lot. You got a lot to digest here. A lot. You have traps. GM chooses which trap is appropriate for most fun in the situation. Cool. I would have cut some of this stuff down. Like, for example, you could have slid this margin over, the divider over, because you have at least 2 layers for everything, and you have some doubles. We know they're traps. You don't need to put trap in here, so you can lose trap on all of these. Just cut them. You don't need that shit, right? No reason. They're all traps. The only thing it's not is a turret. So instead, I would have been like electric fence. It's still a trap. Pressure plate. Flamethrower. And I would have cut it. And you have the triggers. I would have put another line here. Put trigger at the top. I would have made it so I could squeeze this whole thing down a little bit and get a little more space. This is a really big piece. I like that you have this though. EX from this position, move 2 templates away in any direction, then return back to position. Blue is en route. Red is return back. Each patrol movement is an exploration route. Turrets. A bolt gun. I love that you have art, by the way. A bolted gun platform that tracks movement and mechanical precision when fires. AC 15. So this is like a monster stat block. I would have done some layout stuff. This is so jumbled, man. So jumbled through here. That's like I think my constant piece is this needs a layout and needs trimming. And maybe some of your really good ideas needs to be pulled out and put in like what would they call it? Like the remastered edition, something like that. Fixed mount, cannot move or be knocked prone, targeting proximity lock. Model type, the variant. Sentry, always active. Reactionary, activates limit trap. Okay, so you got kind of like a breakdown of what these are. You're adding a lot of new rules to this, which I appreciate, but I think you try to do too much. Orbs. Gunner, top left. Roller, bottom left. Laser, top right. Deployer, bottom right. Repairer, full right. Huh? A hovering, bulky metal sphere with a big, honky eye and modular weapons depending on the type. Very predictable, but relentless against intruders of the ship. Top left. Bottom left. Oh, I see. This is the roller and these are the eyes. I would have personally labeled I would have labeled these as an eye somehow. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of get what it is, but it's a little hard to understand. And especially since you broke the formatting by putting this one below. Like, you didn't continue the stagger stack. Yeah. You could have just numbered them like a map. Hover, bulky metal weapon sphere, bulky. Okay, so you got these. They shoot. Model type, gunner, combustion. This is a cool way to do monsters. Because these are all like monsters. I feel like you needed to label that this is kind of like if I'm looking at the full thing, I'd have slid this down, found a way to make this fit better, cut some fat, put monsters at the top or bestiaria, right? Hey Nick, what's up, buddy? We actually drew out one of the maps as a sample for this. Rolling moves to the ground, laser melee weapons, deployer, spawns one orb with choice variant. You're breaking all of the Shadowdark layout for monsters and traps and stuff. Besides this, this needs a rework just for visual, just to make it readable. Constructs, I love the art again. A human-shaped machine gun that is hyper-intelligent and lethal in combat. Strategize deceive, no purpose no longer. Artificial intelligence, false flesh, model type, scout, infantry, alert glow. So these are all of them. I guess I'm guessing, hold on here. I guess that this is this, and that this why would you I don't understand what the repeat is here, because you got the scout form. I guess they both use this stat block. But this one has 2 shots double near. I don't think you needed this hit points because you already have the hit points here and it's not a change. Alert, glow, interaction. Yeah, I agree that it's cool. I think, and I fucked up. There should have been one more row. I think it should have been a D8 and a D6 or 2D6. I cut one out so you could randomly roll drops for everything, taking away the card and making a really good way to like drop sections, because I could roll 2d6 and be 4, 3. That's what I rolled last time. Be like 4, 3. Okay, this is where it is, or the nearest thing. Great way to put your NPCs, your traps, and everything else for the mapping. That's what we had said earlier, Nick. And that cuts out the cards, because right now he gets disqualified because there's routes for shit, but they're cards and they're not part of this PDF. Yeah, unfamiliar with Shadowdark? I see. I would definitely tell you you should go look at Shadowdark. The Shadowdark Game Jam. You need to be familiar. But, again, love the concept. Imperfect War Machine types. I'll move this over to this side now and go back to my highlights. 4 decks, level 8. True Artificial Intelligence is capable of normal human speech. Artificial Flesh Out. Mecha Man Maverick, a free-loving Western gambler floating with a revolver arm. Move near, hover. 6 shots, double near. Ooh, goddamn. Weapon +5, sacrifice, choose. There we go. Stage 2, Mecha Man Riser, a cold, honorable samurai wielding. So, boom. So, so this is, I see. This is 1. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. Let me fucking go back to this. So this is 1. This is 2. This is 3. Commando Fiery Gorilla. We don't have to disagree. Or we don't have to agree. Did you like Forgotten, Nick? While I'm finishing this one up. Counter table. They're never truly dead. Patrol loadout. Orb. Two orb rolling. Two. Or these are the deploy tables. Okay. This is going to be really hard to run. There's too many moving parts for this. 1d4 wand. I like this. Ray rod. Ray staff. Laser blade. 1d4 old fuel cells. And they need the fuel cells to get through. Recovery. I'm assuming you liked that one, Nick, is my guess. Recovery tokens. Contents. Medical chemical kit. Defibrillator. So these are all different content pieces. That's cute. I like this. Your art for this is really fun. Power charges token. Power charges token 1d10. Okay. Items. You got some special items. A ray wand, a rod, a staff. Again, you missed the note here. You missed the note here. First off, most items have a benefit and a curse. And when you're doing these, they should have a benefit and a curse in them. You should be following the format that they use. Just like if you write for 5e, you follow those, or any game. You follow that because people playing that game are trained to look for XYZ thing. So while this is dope, you're breaking all the stuff that is needed. You want the same wheels for the car, but you can change the rims as long as they're still rims. You're missing the note. But again, great ideas. Like this should go to someone who knows Shadowdark really well to help you rework it and then throw it through a hard layout. Because it needs a layout redone. Like the art's there, the concept's there, the ideas are there. Glitch cube once activated forces a close target orb, target close. Okay. I didn't. Then you didn't listen, Nick. It had issues. I thought the vibes were low. Director override. Override door lock. Aliens are stereo. There's so much in here, man. So much. I love this. This is fucking great. I want to see. I love monsters. Let's look at the stage 4 stat block. You gave him a stage 4 boss table. You already, again, you kind of broke fucking all code. Like 140 foot by 280 foot times near. This doesn't. What? You should have just done like triple near. Right? Or everything is far and just done a straight number. I get that it's mecha scale, but you got to find a way to make the rules work. That's a little too all over the place for me. Capable of normal human speech, comprehension with own personality, being bloodthirsty, defeating the cheers and mercy, target proximity logic. Okay, so this has got 16 AC, 100 hit points. Woo! One module near. Okay. Okay. The only target each round towards the nearest moving creature in its position. All attacks this round must make that of a creature if possible. I would have made this the pinball, man. The pinball shooter. Personally. 2 slots with 6 arms, 2 shoulders, 4 in the back. Range attack, double near. How is this range attack double near, but this arena is so big? I would have said it shoots far. I would have said it shoots far. And then that would have been like, if he's starting in one area, like this stuff's the shit protecting you, right? Combustion, when it hits, DC 15 dex, or deal 2d4 damage, 1d4 rounds. Turbine, this advanced gunner, range attack, double near. And they fight this with tanks, right? That's the game plan? Where's the tanks? Oh no, energy tanks, not tanks. See, I was thinking energy tanks. Entity capsule and put them in the control room slots and press the button. It will open all unopened doors. Put a 3-hour timer to leave or explode. This should have been earlier. So, like, if this was earlier, you could have got away with using torch timers in a totally new way. I don't want to play another 3 hours when I'm at the boss battle trying to get out. I'd have put a 3-hour timer in the beginning or something. But all right, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. I got a lot to say about this, and it's all over the fucking board for me because I really like pieces of this one. First off, you didn't know Shadowdark, and that's very obvious. I knew that going in here that you haven't played it much or you're brand new, and that's fine. But you needed to do some homework, right? Download a free adventure somewhere, download the Kickstart guide, look at some things. I think that some shit is missed in here. The art and all of that for Super Ballsy Gauntlet is stellar. It's so fun. Like, you nailed the look of it. I know that you're saying these others are for your inspirations, but I feel like others are is a very big problem. I think you could have said inspired by 8-bit games, but you started pulling things in from everywhere. And the scope of this project is to do those 3 games and Shadowdark. But you didn't. You went all in. That's going to be rough. You have some things in here, too, that break the concept of what you're supposed to be doing. Like, I love the downloads. I think they're great, but you needed a way inside of just this adventure that you crammed into 8 pages to do your routes. Because I love the concept. I think they should have been in the monster blocks. And it should have been treated maybe like always goes left. Every time it hits a wall, it goes left until, it stops. Or always goes right. Or something along those lines. Those are the things that I really worry about with this, is being able to run it. You have a lot of newish mechanics that you're putting in here, and some cool new things. Like, I think the map generation with that one page with a little bit of polish, pulling some pieces out. This here could be really fucking cool. You either add a drop table for where things get located, or you add, because it's a grid, use grids for what grids are for. And if you made it 6x6 and you could roll d6s, super awesome. Super awesome, right? I get the Chrysalis is mining and you added the miners, but your miners are Gauntlet characters and Gauntlet's not a part of this. I would have rather have seen each one be based on one of the balls being shot, or maybe something from Rush, or from Chrysalis, like that kind of thing. Yeah, I get that, but you really needed to keep on track for these games, because that's what you're getting judged on. And don't get me wrong, look, dude, scope creep happens to the best of us. We start getting down these design holes, and we just make things, and then we look back up, we're like, oh man, I designed so much shit. Like, that happens to all of us. I cut so much stuff from Breachers when I put it out. I can't even tell you. I cut so much that I had to make other things, right? Other things. But if it got another pass, I think some really good stuff could be in here. I think that you nailed some of the themes really well. I like the sci-fi stuff. You got the 4 elements in here that you see from Chrysalis. This is not currently in a runnable state. to me. This is a great play test, though. This is set to be play test. So let's go through the judging criteria. Let's go through this, all right? Let's go through this. So, day 3, let me get the name right here. Day 3, Super Ballsy Gauntlet. What do I think? Inspiration. How well the submission incorporates elements from the assigned NES games. I mean, I see glints of it, but I see too much of other games that I have lost what's going on. Like, you have a pinball game that's sci-fi of Chrysalis, which is a actually Grumpy just put it up here. Chrysalis is a god slayer, a man walking from cryogenic sleep to post-apocalyptic world to unite 4 swords of fire, water, earth, and air, defeating the big bad guy, right? BBEG. I see it, but I don't see all of it. Rush is that close quarters combat, but even the Rush game had some different things in it. And I love that, right? Chrysalis is such a good game. So I got to give it a 2 on elements. Practicability and playing at the table. Dude, if you gave this to someone who had Shadowdark editing knowledge and took your ideas and you did, because this has so much in it, it needs some really, really hard playtesting. I do see more potential in this game than I have seen in other ones for something fucking unique. Like, hella unique. But right now, besides this map, I can't play it. I can't play it in Shadowdark. And why? There's a couple things. There's a lot of assumptions on what you're doing and playing. You put the cards in a separate piece, and the routing needed to be on there, which means I had to make up that stuff. This took me some work to figure out. Your monster blocks, and just reading it is so hard to find because of that font size. It's not currently in a usable state. I think maybe the page size you picked kind of shot you in the foot a little bit. The font work shot you in the foot a little bit. It's not going to work for me. It's not playable totally right now. A lot of good concepts. Vibes. Tone, atmosphere, and retro 8-bit energy. I see a lot of retro 8-bit energy in here. There's some really cool stuff. I think the look fucking nails it. I think the mechanics fails it. It has like this is almost like a Zelda meets Minesweeper. There's some really cool pieces in this. It also reminds me of the old Marble Madness game. There's some real 8-bit vibes. High vibes. But it's just, I can't play it right now. I want you to find or play more Shadowdark and go through and redo this. I think that this deserves to be finished. I see in chat that you say you guys are, I wanted to put my feet wet as I'm developing my own game. That is awesome. This is a great way to do it. If you're not looking to do anything other than get eyes on your design stuff, great job. Because honestly, man, or women, or whatever, you have some fucking amazing stuff in here. And I think that this is something that just needs to be devved. It just needs to be devved. Just devved more. But this is a solid piece. The other problem I have, and I didn't talk about this, is you have a cover that doesn't fit the pages. And if I fold this in half, I'm folding the gutter. Like, this isn't, unless this is supposed to be a trifold. And if this is a trifold, that doesn't bring, so there's just a whole bunch of things in here that I ran into some issues. But please go remodel this and don't stop. You have some really fucking unique ideas in here. So that's our third one. I don't really have time to do another today because I got some other stuff I got to do today. But I know Kree and I are talking about doing another round of us doing a class. Him and I have to get together on doing it. Voting is tomorrow. I won't be around for the voting from Baron and all of them because I have a paid game for Breachers and Shadowdark that I'm doing over at Manatap here in Milwaukee. I love doing these. I hope they help. They've all been really good entries. Really, there's some grand ideas in these. And some are really playable and some are really not yet ready. Don't give up though, man. Keep doing this stuff. Read over the article from Nick earlier. And then we'll do that. No, Nick, I don't have time today, man. I don't have time. I have to go somewhere. I'm going to do it on Wednesday, though. Wednesday, I'm going to go over one or two of the winners. And I have a feeling you at least are going to place in top 5. And if not, I'll still go over it on Wednesday. So disappointed. I'm a guy alone. I'm planning to remodel this really fast. Good. Good, Sword. Good, you should. I don't have time, Nick. I don't have time today. I got too much shit to do. And it's Valentine's Day. Not that I celebrate that where the fuck all. But I need to get food. I got to walk the dog. I got to run some errands. I don't get to do a long one today. Maybe if I get bored, I'll come back tonight and do some. But I still have to finish maps, too. And I got to prep for tomorrow's game. I got to have a paid game tomorrow. Oh, sorry. Tomorrow's not Mana Tap. Tomorrow's my arc tomorrow. And then Wednesday's Mana Tap. So I'm short on Wednesday, too. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited. You guys did some really good stuff. So with that said, my turn. It's my turn. So everybody, I just want to say thank you to all the amazing people who've been coming to watch this stuff and to my amazing patrons that you see over on this side here. Whoop. These people make it so I can make all the shit that I'm making right now. Like, legitimately are the way that I get to keep doing this every day. Let me throw on the toe tag song here for this, just to make sure that we're talking over it. I can't thank these people enough. I get to make tabletop games for a living. This Patreon on it right now, you can find the versions of Breachers. You can find that's in Shadowdark. You can find Athontia, which is in Dragonbane, which I'm a huge fan of those two systems. And then Magic and Monsters, our current show on Monday nights. We're in the last 3 episodes of the season, which is currently in Daggerheart. You can find those. If you sign up for Patreon, you get access to the living documents as I'm redesigning them. And then if you are at the $5 level, you get a free copy of the PDF when they come out. I love doing this stuff. I love helping people become better designers and doing things. I've been doing this since, I've been in gaming since I was 10. I'm in my 40s. And I've been working as a designer, have it be cartographer, game designer, adventure designer since I was in my 20s. And I've worked for video game companies and tabletop. But being able to do this and help other people is awesome. For everybody else, if you like what I'm doing, comment down below. Do you guys want me to do another day of this? Is there other ones that you want me to look at? I have a couple more that I would like to do. It's just going to become a time thing. Do you want me to do this after the game jam's over? To kind of hit a couple other ones maybe next week? And then Nick and I are still talking about doing a little class together, talking about, I think, scope and taking Q&A. But I want to give some time to prep people to get their questions in. And then we'll do some paid Q&A, live Q&A on the channel here in the upcoming week. We did it last year, and I would like to do it again this year as well before the end of the month. So that's it for me. Enjoy V-Day. Go have some fun, eat some sweets, drink some stuff, fuck your partner or yourself, whatever it is you need to do for this wonderful day. That's right. Remember, this is rated R. Don't let your kids watch this shit. I tell you that every time, goddammit. Bats, take me home.